Welcome to our 2026 definitive and exhaustive investigation into Progressive Commercial Insurance. Over the next 30 minutes, we are going to perform a deep surgical analysis of this insurance giant. We will not only look at their website, but we will dissect their financial structure, their 2026 pricing models, and most importantly, we will read the raw, unedited testimonies of business owners who feel betrayed by the system. Progressive is a massive corporation, holding an A+ superior financial rating from AM Best. This rating confirms they have billions of dollars in liquidity. But as we are about to discover, having the money is very different from paying the money to a policyholder in need. Let's start with a breakdown of their commercial products. Progressive operates through several specialized tiers. Their primary product is commercial auto insurance. Whether you are an independent contractor with a single Ford Transit or a fleet manager overseeing a line of semi-trucks, Progressive is usually the first name you see. In 2026, their market rates for commercial vehicles typically range from $150 to as much as $400 per month, depending heavily on your cargo, your driving radius, and your safety score. Then we have general liability, which is the essential shield for any business, protecting against third-party bodily injury and property damage. These policies often start between $45 and $90 per month. We also must consider professional liability, often called errors and omissions, which starts around $30, and workers' compensation, which is mandatory in most states if you have employees. But why do so many people report denied claims? We have identified three major technical traps. The first is policy exclusions. These are hidden paragraphs in your contract that list exactly what Progressive will not pay for. Second is failure to mitigate loss, a legal clause they use if they believe you didn't act fast enough to prevent further damage after an accident. Third is material misrepresentation, where the company claims the data you provided during your initial quote, such as your business address or annual mileage, was inaccurate, giving them a legal reason to void your coverage entirely. Now, let's examine the specific evidence from real customers, starting with the report from Eleanor Dulworth. Eleanor suffered a devastating incident involving heavy wind damage that led to a major roof leak in her business property. She didn't just guess the damage. She hired a professional roofing company that confirmed she needed a total roof replacement. However, when Progressive's adjuster arrived, the experience changed. Eleanor claims that Progressive estimated the repair cost at a figure lower than her actual deductible. She described her insurance policy as totally useless and expressed deep disappointment in the company's lack of care for customers who cannot afford massive out-of-pocket repairs. This is often due to actual cash value clauses, where Progressive calculates depreciation, paying you only what an old roof is worth, rather than the cost of a new one. Next, we have an incredibly detailed warning from A. Phillips. This involves a total loss claim following an accident with a deer in Maryland. Phillips, a loyal customer for over 15 years, describes a stressful situation made significantly worse by Progressive's corporate tactics. They report being pressured by the company to sign a power of attorney form before they were even allowed to see the final settlement number. This is a massive red flag. Furthermore, Phillips alleges that Progressive's initial valuation was based on the wrong vehicle model and completely ignored high-end features like tinted windows, even after a dealership confirmed their existence. After a decade and a half of loyalty, A. Phillips is leaving the company, proving that to a giant algorithm, your history means nothing. Billing integrity is another area of extreme concern, as seen in the case of Ben Ali. Ben was a high-value client with over 5 vehicles insured under Progressive. After paying his regular $178 premium, he discovered that Progressive was demanding an additional $406. Ben claims this was for a specific type of coverage that he had explicitly denied during the sign-up process. When he attempted to resolve this and eventually tried to cancel his policies, he alleges the company refused to refund his original money, claiming his prepaid premiums were already used up by these unauthorized fees. Ben calls this shady and predatory. Billing practices, and warns everyone to monitor their bank statements for hidden charges. The complaints regarding customer service quality are equally alarming. Heather Wilson shared her frustration, describing the agents and representatives as rude, and claiming they frequently lie when confronted with shady business practices. She stated this was the single worst experience. She has ever had with any insurance provider in her life. This is echoed by Trapper John, who reported pitiful service after an accident. He claims he was unable to reach his assigned adjuster for nearly 2 weeks. The excuses he received ranged from her phone being broken to her taking an unannounced vacation right in the middle of his claim process. For new policyholders, the danger is even higher due to the SIU, or Special Investigation Unit. Courtney McKinney experienced this firsthand. She opened her policy on November 30th and unfortunately had an accident on December 8th. Because the claim was filed so close to the start date, Courtney says Progressive treated her like a criminal suspect. They threatened to interrogate her family and friends and demanded access to her personal phone records. While companies must fight fraud, Courtney describes the experience as disgusting and unreliable, feeling that she was being bullied. bullied instead of helped. We also see reports of extreme administrative delays. Marie Manuel reported that it took a staggering 8 months to finalize a standard auto claim. She was only able to get results after she filed a formal complaint with the California Insurance Commission to recover her out-of-pocket expenses. Her advice to the public is to run, don't walk away from Progressive and their sister company, Blue Specialty. Additional negative feedback comes from a client who found the process of getting a new quote to be a terrible experience, filled with redundant questions and evasive agents, and Kyle, who warned about manipulative claim adjusters. Kyle, who pays for multiple policies, had his first ever claim for RV roof protection denied. He claims the adjuster practically told him what he should have said to get the claim approved, suggesting the entire process is rigged to favor the company's bottom line. However, in the interest of a complete investigation, we must acknowledge the positive reports. Jane Goby reported a great experience with a claim for her horse trailer. stating she was assigned a professional adjuster and received her check within 7 days. John Seeley also had a positive experience, specifically praising an agent named Matt who was knowledgeable and empathetic. Similar praise was given to an agent named Michelle by Mustafa Sharifi, and an employee named Desira by Butch Brunt. Long-term satisfied customers like Elder Ergashov, Tia Starr, and Jennifer Baston continue to recommend Progressive for their competitive rates on classic cars and semi-trucks. Jennifer specifically noted that when a billing error did occur, Progressive worked to correct it. But as we look at social media platforms like YouTube, the narrative is shifting. Users like Professional Abyss and Pixel Bunny are discussing voting with their dollars and moving to competitors like Geico, State Farm, or Allstate. They feel the billions spent on marketing characters like Flo would be better spent on improving the claims department. In conclusion, Progressive Insurance is a financial fortress with an A+ rating. They have the money to pay you, but you must be prepared for a fight. Our final advice for 2026? Read your declarations page line by line. Understand every exclusion in your contract. Never sign a power of attorney until you are 100% satisfied with the settlement amount. And always document every phone call. Thank you for staying with us for this 30-minute deep dive. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and protect your business.